At his first love's homecoming party, the city's top heir, trying to please her, forced me, pregnant, to drink a whole glass of hard liquor. I was doubled over in pain, my white dress stained with blood, but amidst the jeers of his friends, he was busy feeding his first lovebird's nest soup, mouth to mouth. As I drifted into unconsciousness, I heard a cold, disdainful laugh. "Don't worry about her. She's just a canary I keep in a cage. She can't survive without me." When I woke up in the hospital, I touched my now flat stomach and wanted to send him a picture of the miscarriage report, but I found he had changed his profile picture to a side shot of his first love and had blocked me for the 99th time. But this time, I didn't beg and plead like I used to. Instead, I booked a flight out of the country for 3 days later. The moment I got home, I heard a loud crash. Chloe was standing amidst a pile of porcelain shards. When she saw me, her eyes immediately reddened. She threw herself into Vincent's arms, sobbing, "I just broke it by accident." Miss Evelyn's face looked so ugly, like an old witch. She scared me. What she had broken was the first gift Vincent had ever given me, a ceramic doll that the great heir had personally fired for me. Vincent gently stroked Chloe's hair, his eyes full of affection. I could even see a shadow of the way he used to dote on me. "Don't be afraid, it's just a doll. I'll break it with you." He bent down, picked up the doll's head, and smashed it on the floor. The porcelain shattered into even smaller pieces. It was beyond repair. Chloe's mood lifted. She clapped her hands and laughed, but the hand holding my bag was trembling. Years ago, Vincent had held my face in his hands, his expression playfully arrogant. "This is the first time I've ever made something like this for a woman. If you dare to break this doll, I really will stop keeping you." But this time, he had smashed the doll with his own hands. Of course, after all, he was willing to sacrifice our child just to make Chloe smile. I laughed at myself, picked up a broom, and began to sweep up the pieces. Suddenly, Chloe coughed. Vincent was immediately concerned. "Are you all right? Did you cry your throat hoarse?" "Evelyn, it's all your fault that Chloe is crying. Go make her a glass of her favorite mango juice." I froze, in disbelief. "Have you forgotten I'm allergic to mangoes?" Vincent's face stiffened. He couldn't meet my eyes. He turned his attention back to flirting with the beauty in his arms. I swept up the shards and threw them into the trash, along with the last shred of reluctance in my heart. Then, I heard Chloe's coquettish voice again. "Then I'll be going. You'll be waiting for me at the same hotel tomorrow." "The same one as last night." Vincent instinctively glanced at me, his expression unnatural as he explained. "Chloe and I have been friends for years. We were just catching up. Don't overthink it." I couldn't be bothered to expose his lie. I just pretended I hadn't seen the suggestive bite mark on his neck. Chloe waved at him shyly, and I immediately saw the good luck charm on her wrist. It was the one I had gotten for him 3 years ago, when he was in a coma after a car accident protecting me. I had prostrated myself every 5 steps in front of a temple, my forehead bruised and purple, just to get that charm. When Vincent woke up, his eyes were red with emotion. He held me tightly. "I will wear this charm forever. We will never be separated, not in this life or the next." But now, he had personally given it to someone else. I turned away from their sweet goodbyes and went back to the master bedroom to pack for my trip. But when I opened the door, I saw that the couple's portrait of Vincent and me, which had hung in the center of the wall, was gone. In its place was a piece of calligraphy by Chloe. The style was identical to the font Vincent used on his phone. So, in all the years Chloe was abroad, he had never once forgotten her. But that no longer had anything to do with me. I opened my phone and set a countdown for my flight in 3 days. Suddenly, a trending topic popped up on my phone. City's top heir makes high profile appearance on a dating show, rumored to be nearing marriage with the young miss of the Thorne family. In the video, Vincent and Chloe were kissing passionately, their sweetness off the charts. No wonder he hadn't asked about me once. Even though I had been in the hospital for a full day after my miscarriage, he was busy showing off his love for Chloe. I remembered last year when a paparazzi had snapped a picture of us on vacation. To avoid any scandal, he had blocked me and given me the silent treatment for a month. I never thought that such a discreet and cautious person would go on a reality show for his first love. Just then, Vincent pushed open the door, interrupting my thoughts. He started scolding me immediately. "Our Evelyn is so delicate. A mango allergy won't kill you. Chloe just got back. Why did you have to upset her?" Even as he spoke to me, his eyes never left his phone. His fingers were constantly tapping, a smile occasionally flashing across his face. Fragments of memories surfaced. On our first anniversary, Vincent had bought a mango cake. Not wanting to waste his gesture, I had taken a small bite. I had still ended up in a coma from the allergic reaction. When I woke up, He was crying like a child, his hands trembling as he held mine. Evelyn, I will never let you touch a mango again. I will never let you suffer even a little bit of pain. My thoughts returned to the present. I opened my bag and looked for the medical report. I had a miscarriage. He finally deigned to look at me, his tone annoyed. It was just one glass of wine. There's a limit to how jealous you can be. Don't joke about the baby. So last night, when I was in so much pain I wished I would die, helpless and desperate, in his eyes, I was just acting out of jealousy. I lowered my eyes and handed him the miscarriage report I had just found. The baby is really gone, and our relationship is over. I didn't even dare to say, break up. 5 years ago, my parents' company went bankrupt. To pay off the debt, I had accepted Vincent's bank card. From then on, I became his canary in a golden cage. We had lived together for 5 years, even had a child, but I had no official status. Vincent looked at the miscarriage report, his eyes wide with disbelief. After a moment, he glanced at my flat stomach and pulled me into his arms. His voice was filled with guilt. Don't be sad, get well, and I'll get you pregnant again. His eyes were full of pity. He gently patted my back. It felt like we were back to our old intimacy, but that was only if I ignored the scent of gardenias, Chloe's signature scent, that clung to him. A wave of nausea washed over me. I pushed him away, fighting the urge to be sick. Mr. Sterling, I'm serious. Hearing me use such a formal address, his face instantly turned cold. Acting up again. Do you still think you're the great young miss you used to be? Who will take care of you if you leave me? Yes, I was no longer the pampered young lady, but I clearly remembered. In our intimate moments, he would kiss my neck, his eyes overflowing with affection. He had promised me, again and again, Evelyn, even if your family has fallen, you are still the noblest little princess in my heart. I clenched my fists, my lips trembling, unable to say a word. Vincent finally realized he had gone too far. A look of panic crossed his face. Don't misunderstand. Chloe and I are just putting on a show. I won't abandon you. He quickly took out his phone. I was wrong about what happened at the party. I'll unblock you right now. I'll never block you again. He then pulled an exquisite gift box from his suit pocket. Inside was a sparkling diamond ring. I froze. Countless times when we were out shopping, I couldn't help but glance at the rings in the jewelry store windows, and he would always pull me away without a second thought, his voice full of mockery. Evelyn, I treat you well enough. You should be content. The implication was clear. I was just his plaything. He could spoil me, but there would be no future for us. But now, looking at the ring, my body was rigid. I let him forcefully take my hand and slip the ring onto my middle finger. Vincent suddenly smiled, a look of triumph on his face. See, Evelyn, I told you, you can't leave me. Before I could say anything, my phone rang. It was Chloe. Oh, Miss Evelyn. Vincent's taste is so terrible. He had a $50 million diamond ring custom made for me, but the big rock on it is so tacky. I think your $5,000 free gift looks much better. So, it was a free gift. Chloe's intention was crystal clear. I didn't respond. I just hung up. I put down my phone and started looking for my documents. Vincent was standing behind me at some point. What are you getting your passport for? My hand trembled instinctively, but I quickly composed myself and lied. I'm going on a business trip with you next month. I'm just checking my things in advance. Vincent always took me with him when he traveled abroad, but this time, he hesitated, then said, next month, Chloe will be with me. Seeing my cold expression, he quickly added, but I'll arrange for you to go to Europe to relax next month. We both need to cool down. No wonder he was suddenly sending me away. He was afraid I would disturb his romantic getaway with Chloe. In the past, I would have cried and thrown a fit, demanding he declare his love for me, but this time, I just nodded and put my documents in my bag. Vincent finally realized something was wrong. Didn't you always have a picture of us in your bag? Where is it now? This relationship was about to end. Of course, I didn't need to carry a picture of us with me at all times, but I didn't answer. I just deftly changed the subject. I'm going to rest. Is there anything else? He then remembered why he had come to find me. Where's the honey water on the table? Vincent had stomach problems. The doctor had advised him to drink more honey, so every hour, I would make him a glass of warm honey water, letting it cool to the perfect temperature so he could drink it whenever he wanted. It was a lot of trouble, but I had done it for 5 years. I gave him a casual excuse. I just got out of the hospital. I'm not feeling well. And it was the truth. Perhaps because I had only rested for a day after the miscarriage and had been in low spirits since I got home. My lower abdomen was now cramping. My face was so pale that Vincent panicked. He carried me to the bed. You couldn't even protect our child. And you still have the nerve to throw a tantrum at me. Forget it. I'll take care of you tonight. Just then, his phone rang. I instinctively glanced at the screen. He had her saved as, "My darling Chloe." He answered the phone, and Chloe's sobs came through. "Vincent, I hurt my hand. Can you come see me?" Sob, sob. "I'm so clumsy. I don't even know how to register at the hospital." Vincent didn't answer immediately. He looked at me, torn. I clutched my stomach, a cold sweat breaking out on my forehead. I managed to force out a few words. "You should go." His expression was conflicted, but he made his choice. "I'm sorry, Evelyn. Chloe just got back, and I'm still worried about her. I'll call a doctor for you first. I'll be back in a little while." A few seconds later, I heard the door slam shut. I curled into a ball, my heart numb. It wasn't the first time he had abandoned me for Chloe. I was used to it. A short while later, the family doctor arrived. His eyes were full of contempt, but under Vincent's orders, he reluctantly examined me. "You've been with Mr. Sterling for 5 years, and he still won't even acknowledge you in public. You're not foolish enough to believe the sweet nothings a man whispers in bed, are you? The Song family is drowning in debt. You're not even worthy of polishing your shoes. Miss Chloe and Mr. Sterling are a perfect match. If you have any shame at all, you'd pack your things and get out." The doctor couldn't wait to leave. He dropped off the medicine and was gone. The social gap between Vincent and me was too wide. Everyone around him looked down on me, but still, I was his most cherished canary. Without Chloe's suggestion and Vincent's silent approval, how would a mere doctor dare to be so insolent? I quietly took the medicine. The pain gradually subsided. Then I took out my phone and sent a message to the doctor, thanking him. But then I saw a new post on Chloe's social media. A strawberry band. "Aid is no match for your sweet love." In the picture, a cute band, Aid was on Chloe's finger. Vincent was kissing her finger, the affection in his eyes practically overflowing from the screen. I suddenly remembered Vincent's first birthday with me. I, who had never cooked a day in my life, had spent the entire day in the kitchen, preparing a feast to please him. My hands were red and swollen from the hot oil, but Vincent had only taken a few listless bites and hadn't even stayed the night. I never understood why, until I overheard him on the phone with a friend. "I spoil Evelyn because she's pretty and obedient. She's like a little kitten, fun to play with." But today, her hands were all blistered. It was so unappetizing. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Vincent. His tone was commanding. "Chloe is going abroad with me for the first time next month. She doesn't know anything. I need you to prepare her documents." Then, Chloe's coy voice came through the phone. "I may not know anything, but I have my Vincent to spoil me. Miss Evelyn, I'm an impatient person. I'll need you to have everything ready tonight." Vincent interrupted. "Evelyn is not feeling well tonight. Don't rush her." "Okay." But I agreed immediately. 5 years ago, out of desperation, I had been about to become a waitress at a high-end club. If Vincent hadn't thrown a fortune at me, I doubt I would have escaped the clutches of those greasy old men. Once these documents were prepared, I would no longer owe him anything. I slowly got out of bed, ignoring the discomfort in my body, and started working on my laptop. I didn't sleep a wink, and finally, I had completed his order. In the morning, I took the files to his company. The receptionist, who knew about our relationship, had always greeted me warmly, but this time, she was clearly flustered and blocked my way. "Miss Evelyn, Mr. Sterling is not in. Let me take you to the lounge first." On the way, I heard the employees whispering. Mr. Sterling felt sorry for Miss Chloe for having to wear high heels, so he carried her from the car all the way to his office. "They're so cute together." The receptionist looked embarrassed and wanted to explain, but seeing my unchanging expression, she said nothing. A moment later, Vincent called and told me to bring the documents to his office. The moment I opened the door, I saw Chloe sitting on his lap, their eyes locked. Chloe smiled and took the documents, then picked up a bowl of porridge from the desk. "You must be tired, sister. Have some of this." Vincent made it for me himself. I looked at Vincent, surprised. In the 5 years we had lived together, thanks to Chloe, I now knew he could cook. I reached for the bowl, but Chloe's hand slipped, and the bowl fell to the floor. The scalding porridge splashed onto my leg. I couldn't help but gasp in pain. "Vincent, sister must still be angry with me. That's why she deliberately burned me. Please don't be mad at her," she cried, her tears like a summer rain. Vincent quickly pulled her into his arms and examined her carefully. After confirming she had only gotten her shoes dirty, his eyes were still cold. "Evelyn, apologize to Chloe right now, and wipe her shoes clean." I ignored him, took a few tissues from his desk, and wiped the porridge from my leg. Vincent grew impatient and grabbed my arm. Is this how you treat your benefactor? I'm the one keeping you. You have to do as I say. He was strong. I was injured and couldn't resist. I stumbled as he dragged me out of his office. He stopped at the top of the stairs and abruptly let go of me. I had no time to react. I stumbled backward and tumbled down the stairs. A sharp, searing pain shot through my ankle. It was already swelling. Vincent looked down at me from above. Evelyn, this is the price for disobeying me. With that, he turned and left without a second glance. I sat on the floor, unable to get up, enduring the strange looks from the people around me. After some time, the receptionist came with a wheelchair. Miss Evelyn. Miss Chloe was in a bad mood, so Mr. Sterling took her to the countryside to relax. You should get up first. She helped me into the wheelchair. Just then, the alarm on my phone, the countdown to my flight, went off. I turned it off and saw a new message from Vincent. I've spoiled you too much over the years. That's why you're so out of control. I've blocked you. When you've learned your lesson, I'll unblock you. It didn't matter. There would be no later. I took out my SIM card and replaced it with a new one. Then I wheeled myself out, hailed a taxi, and went to the airport to board my flight. 10 hours later, the plane landed. My best friend, Amelia, was there to pick me up. The moment she saw me, she burst into tears. Look at you, you're so thin. My poor Evelyn. I always told you a playboy like Vincent would eventually find someone new. I gently patted her back, not wanting to talk about it. Let's not talk about that. I came here to be happy. Amelia nodded vigorously. That's right. Once your leg is better, I'll take you to a club to enjoy life and forget that scumbag. We chatted and laughed on the way home, free from a toxic relationship. Even the air felt fresh. Back at Amelia's estate, she eagerly had me try some freshly baked pastries. Suddenly, a sharp ringtone broke the warm atmosphere. Amelia took out her phone, her expression puzzled. No caller ID, and it's a number from back home. My eyelid twitched. I instinctively looked up. I saw the number on the screen. It was really Vincent. Before I could stop her, Amelia had already answered. My heart tightened. I gripped the armrests of my wheelchair. He was good. He had already found my current address so quickly. How could he not know about Chloe's provocations? A cold, deep voice cut through my thoughts. Let Evelyn take the phone. You damn scumbag. You still have the nerve to call. Amelia was a fiery person and truly cared for me. She didn't care that he was the city's top heir and started cursing at him. Amelia, if you care at all about the Thorne family, you won't make me repeat myself. Vincent's tone was flat, but from my 5 years with him, I knew he was furious. Amelia was innocent. I couldn't drag her and her entire family into this, so I took the phone, my voice polite and distant. Mr. Sterling, Evelyn's wings have really grown. The golden cage can't hold her anymore, Vincent said, his tone mocking. Stop throwing a tantrum. Who's going to take care of you if you leave me? Come back before I get angry. Actually, I could take care of myself. I was too foolish when I was younger, always wanting to stand by his side, to be his wife. I never touched the bank card he gave me each month. It was as if by doing so, we were in an equal, loving relationship. He had probably forgotten that I was once the carefully groomed daughter of a prominent family, a graduate of a prestigious university. It was only after my family's downfall, to cook and make tea for him, that I had become his canary. Mr. Sterling, I'm almost 30, I interrupted, my voice soft. After my company went bankrupt, my parents' health declined. Their only wish was for me to find a good home. I'm not throwing a tantrum. I just want to get married. Vincent was silent. The line went quiet. These past few days, whenever he came home, there were faint red marks on his index finger. The day I went to his office, I had arrived unannounced, and he had forgotten to take off his wedding ring. The style of the ring was the same as the $50 million one Chloe had. He had gotten engaged to Chloe behind my back. Don't even think about getting rid of me, Vincent said, his voice trembling. The Song family owes me so much. You can't just walk away and leave me at a loss, can you? I knew it. He would use the help he had given me over the years to threaten me. I've been working on the side these past few years. Made a little money. The money you used to pay off the Song family's debt. And the bank card you gave me every month. They're all in a safe. Vincent, I don't owe you anything anymore. With that, I hung up. Then I used Amelia's phone to block him. Just then, a notification popped up on my phone. It was a message from the receptionist. Miss Evelyn, Mr. Sterling was terrifying today. When he found out you had gone abroad, he wanted to use his private jet to come find you. But Miss Chloe suddenly had a heart attack, So he was busy taking care of her and couldn't go. A wave of relief washed over me. I typed back, "From now on, you don't need to tell me anything about Mr. Sterling." Then, I opened my laptop and started sending out my resume. I had studied design in college, a popular major. Soon, a game studio invited me to design character costumes. I accepted. After finishing my work, I was about to go to bed when Chloe called. "I really underestimated you. You played the hard to get game so well. You actually made Vincent want to break off our engagement. Vincent is the city's top heir. Even if he doesn't marry me, he'll marry someone else. You'll never be the one." She was furious, her voice shrill. The green tea mask was completely off. I couldn't be bothered to talk to her and just turned off my phone. In the middle of the night, I was woken by a knocking at the door. I groggily threw on a coat and went to open it. The moment I saw who it was, I was wide awake. It was Vincent. It was late spring back home, but here in Norway, it was below freezing. But he was only wearing a white shirt. He must have rushed to fly here, not even bothering to change. His nose was red from the cold, and a thin layer of frost had formed on his eyelashes. My face fell. I quickly tried to shut the door, but he slammed his hand on the doorframe, risking getting it crushed. "So cruel. Aren't you going to invite me in to warm up, Evelyn?" I had no choice but to slowly open the door, but I still blocked the entrance. Amelia had never liked Vincent. After learning what I had gone through, she hated him even more. If she knew he had been in my room, she would probably make the maid scrub the floor with disinfectant 3 times. My voice was cold. "Just say what you have to say here. What do you want, Mr. Sterling?" Vincent stared at me for a moment. Seeing that I was unmoved, his face hardened. "Evelyn, know when to stop." I pushed aside a multi-million-dollar deal to come all the way to Norway to find you. I've given you enough face. Don't play hard to get anymore. It's getting old. You hate Chloe, so I threatened her with breaking off the engagement. She won't bother you anymore. Come back with me. No, it wasn't Chloe I hated. It was Vincent, who was doting on as well. Matched fiancé on one hand, and clinging to me, his canary, on the other. But he clearly didn't realize that. I couldn't be bothered to waste my breath. I just told him to leave. I've decided to end things. Stop pestering me. You may be the top heir back home, and no one dares to cross you. But this is Norway, and it's thorn territory. Don't force me to have my bodyguards throw you out. With that, I slammed the door without hesitation and went back to my room to sleep. This time, there were no interruptions. I slept soundly until noon. When I came out for lunch, I heard the maids gossiping. They said there was a fool in a thin shirt standing outside the estate in the snow from midnight until this morning. He had finally fainted from the cold around 10 and was carried away by his bodyguards. I heard the news, but my heart was calm. I quietly finished my lunch and then drove to the game studio for my interview. The young man who greeted me was dressed in casual clothes, exuding a youthful energy. His eyes lit up. "I know you. You're an outstanding graduate from our university. Our professor still sings your praises." So he was a junior of mine. I smiled softly. "Then I'll be in your care from now on." The studio was small, and my colleagues were all very nice. I quickly settled in. That evening, the junior, Henry, pestered me to have dinner with him. I couldn't refuse and reluctantly agreed, but the moment I stepped into the restaurant, a sharp pain shot through my wrist. I was suddenly pulled back, stumbling, but I didn't fall. I landed in a once familiar embrace. I instinctively pushed him away. "Vincent, why are you still here? So I can leave you to fool around with some wild man." Vincent was on the verge of exploding. His eyes were bloodshot as he glared at Henry. Then he threw a punch at him. It was so fast that Henry had no time to dodge. Blood gushed from his nose. I quickly helped him up and, after confirming he wasn't seriously injured, I couldn't help but roar at Vincent. "Watch your mouth. Henry is just my colleague. We just met today for the first time. You can check if you don't believe me." "You'd better be right," Vincent sneered, a cruel and disdainful look in his eyes. "And besides, he looks pretty young. He probably wouldn't be interested in an old woman like you. Almost 30. Only I'm not picky." Just then, Chloe walked into the restaurant, carrying a glass of mango juice. A fake smile was on her face. "Oh, Miss Evelyn, I made this juice for you myself. Please have some. Let's not be angry about what happened before." I didn't move, my face grim, but Vincent didn't seem to notice. He reached for my shoulder, his tone almost pleading. "Evelyn, drink this, and come back with me. You and Chloe can get along." I couldn't take it anymore. I slapped his hand away and threw the mango juice on his expensive, custom-made suit. Chloe shrieked and tried to stop me. I didn't hold back and gave her a resounding slap as well. Vincent, do you really think I can't live without you? Are you deliberately trying to disgust me with mango juice? I looked at him with pure disgust. Vincent looked down at the liquid on his suit. His face instantly darkened. He turned to Chloe. Didn't I tell you to make orange juice? Chloe's red and swollen face was streaked with tears. I'm sorry, Vincent. I just thought mangoes were more expensive. I wanted Miss Evelyn to have something nice. I couldn't be bothered with this pathetic duo. I helped the injured Henry up and was about to leave, but my wrist was grabbed again. You've had your fun. Are you satisfied now? Suddenly, Henry stepped in front of me, his eyes full of hatred. Are you blind? Can't you see she wants to leave? A good dog doesn't block the way. Get lost. Vincent ignored him. His eyes locked with mine from behind Henry. Evelyn, he's insulting me like this. How should I punish him? I glanced down at my flashing phone screen. It must be Amelia, worried because I was so late. I declined the call and slowly walked up to Vincent. His eyes lit up. I knew you still loved me. Before he could finish, I slapped him hard across the face. For the sake of the help you gave the Song family, I didn't want to get physical, but since you're so eager to go to a board meeting with a slap mark on your face, I'll grant your wish. Vincent stood there, stunned, his eyes full of disbelief. Evelyn, I've spoiled you for 5 years, and you hit me for this wild man you've known for one day. I had wanted to ask him the same question. I had doted on him for 5 years. I had provided him with emotional support, taken care of his every need. Why, on the first day Chloe returned, had he treated me so cruelly? Was it because he was so sure of my love, so sure I wouldn't leave him? Meeting his shocked gaze, I smiled, but my voice was cruel. Because Henry is my colleague, and you are nothing. Henry and I walked out of the restaurant side by side. Vincent tried to follow, but Chloe clung to him, her arms wrapped around his waist. I just saw the paparazzi taking pictures. I know your father forced you to marry me, but you don't want to embarrass him, do you? He could only scream, his voice raw. Evelyn, Evelyn. In the end, his voice was choked with sobs, but I didn't even slow down. Henry took me home. The moment I walked in, I saw Amelia on the sofa, scrolling through her phone, a look of excitement on her face. Seeing me, she beckoned me over. A paparazzi just posted a video of Vincent and his fiancée fighting. Their perfect couple image is finally ruined. Ha ha ha. All those crazy shippers online. Their comments always made me sick. I took Amelia's phone and clicked on the video, which was already trending at #1. The video only showed what happened after I left. Vincent must have deliberately protected my privacy. In the video, he pulled Chloe off him and slapped her hard across the face. He roared, I warned you before you came back. I would give you face, but you were not to go too far with Evelyn. Our engagement is off. I'll personally go to your family tomorrow to break it off. He had hit a woman, casting aside all his years of refinement and good breeding. I had never seen him so out of control. He must have been truly furious. Chloe shook her head in despair, crawling on her knees, clutching his pant leg, sobbing. You were the one who said you were tired of Evelyn, that if I bullied her, she would temporarily break up with you. I never thought she would give up completely. It's not my fault, Vincent. But Vincent, his face full of disgust, kicked her away and walked off without a backward glance. After the video finished, Amelia threw her water glass on the floor in a rage. So it was Vincent who told Chloe to bully you. I used to think he was just a player, but he's a complete scumbag. I just smiled, unfazed, and asked a maid to clean up the mess. Whether he was a player or a scumbag, it had nothing to do with me anymore. After calming Amelia down and putting her to bed, I went back to my own room. I sent Henry a $10,000 transfer. The note said, I'm sorry about tonight. This is for your medical expenses. My business with Vincent had dragged this innocent junior into it. I felt quite guilty. Henry replied instantly, my brother-in-law's punches were heavy. My face still hurts. Sister, can you help me with my medicine at work tomorrow? He attached a crying kitten emoji. Then, he sent another picture. I thought it was of his injury, but when I opened it, the main subject was his abs, which he had, accidentally, captured. I was amused. Is this how Vincent felt when he looked at Chloe? It was quite fun, as he wished. I replied, okay. The little puppy was instantly happy and sent a string of emojis. This was an experience I had never had with Vincent. I would often send him long, heartfelt messages, and I would have to wait a long time for a one-word reply. Sometimes, he would just leave me on read and block me. As I was thinking, my phone suddenly rang. It was Vincent's family doctor. I had already left Vincent. Why was he still hounding me? I declined the call. but the next second, he sent a text, "Miss Evelyn, it's an emergency." Then he called again. I answered, frowning. "Miss Evelyn, Mr. Sterling has been drinking so much he's bleeding from his stomach. He keeps calling your name. I'm begging you, please come see him." His voice was full of anxiety. Just then, I heard Vincent's roar. From his tone, I could tell he was very drunk. "Don't go begging Evelyn, that ungrateful woman. Even if I drink myself to death, she wouldn't feel a thing for me." Hearing his words, I let out a soft laugh. "Doctor, your young master seems to know himself well. Why are you, his dog, so clueless?" The line was silent for a second. Then the doctor apologized. "I'm sorry, Miss Evelyn. I know my attitude toward you these past 5 years has been poor, but I'm really begging you to come." Before he could finish, I hung up. Actually, I didn't blame the doctor. The blame lay with the fact that Vincent and I were not a good match. Anyone could see we wouldn't last, but I had been blinded by a man's sweet words. The next day, as I was leaving the estate for work, Chloe suddenly rushed out from the side of the road. Her face was red and swollen, her hair was a mess, and her limited edition dress was covered in dirt. She looked no different from a beggar on the street. She glared at me fiercely. "The Sterling family broke off our engagement. My father thinks I'm worthless now and wants to disown me. I have nothing now. Are you satisfied?" I was baffled. From the beginning, I knew that in this three-person relationship, the main fault lay with Vincent. I spoke with sarcasm. "It wasn't me who forced Vincent to break off the engagement. There's no use in coming to me. Go find him." Chloe was stunned for a moment. Then her eyes filled with a ruthless determination. She pushed past me and ran off, stumbling. I had a bad feeling, but I couldn't be bothered to care. Just then, a friend request popped up on my phone. I knew it was Vincent, but I still accepted it. Come to think of it, we hadn't had a proper goodbye, and this relationship, which I had invested my whole self in, deserved a proper ending. The other side showed, typing, for a long time, but only one sentence came through. "Were you only with me for the money?" From the very beginning, he still couldn't believe I could be so resolute. At first, it was true that I had agreed to be his canary to pay off my family's debt, but he was such a master of the game, so good at pretending, always putting on a gentle and affectionate act. As a naive young woman, how could I not fall for it? If there was no love, why did my heart ache when he mocked me for being a plaything, when he blocked me again and again? I lowered my eyes and replied seriously, "I did love you." He was the one who had exhausted my love. The other side was typing for a long time again. In the end, only one word appeared in the chat box. "Okay." I smiled with relief and then blocked him. I drove to the studio and helped Henry with the wound on his face. Throughout the process, he used many clumsy excuses to increase physical contact with me. A young boy's intentions are so obvious, so passionate and childish that it made me laugh. I didn't beat around the bush and asked him directly, "I'm almost 30, and you just graduated. Do you think our age is appropriate?" Even Vincent thought I was old, let alone someone as young as Henry, but he held me firmly. "Someone who doesn't love you will find all sorts of reasons to say you're not good enough. I don't want to think about anything else. I just want to be with you, that's all." I naturally accepted his pursuit. I moved out of Amelia's estate and in with Henry. Amelia was very pleased with my new boyfriend and gave me a thumbs up. "All right, Evelyn," ditching the scumbag and finding such a cute little puppy, a role model for us all. We started to playfully fight. To thank her for taking care of me, I treated her to dinner at the most luxurious restaurant in Norway. The studio's game had recently launched, and the numbers were excellent. I had also become a rising star in the fashion world. After dinner, I went home and started scrolling through videos. I saw the #1 trending topic, "Young Miss of the Thorne family, driven by love and hate, runs over and kills the city's top heir." Just then, Henry came out of the bathroom. Water droplets clung to his perfect 8-pack abs. Exuding a raw sensuality, he came over to me, his tone petulant. "You have such a handsome husband right here, and you're staring at your phone." I came back to my senses, put down my phone, and smiled, my voice light and airy. "How could I? Henry, I like you. The past is the past. It will eventually fade with the wind. What's important is to cherish the happiness you have now."